Καλημέρα σε όλους. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για την πρόσκληση. Είναι τιμή και χαρά μου να είμαι στο Βόλο μαζί σας. Έρχομαι από το Ιάσιο, από το Πανεπιστήμιο Καλών Τεχνών Georgianescu. Θα μου επιτρέψετε να μιλήσω στα αγγλικά και για τους συνάδελφους από άλλες χώρες που ίσως δεν καταλαβαίνουν ελληνικά. Και συγγνώμη από τώρα όχι για τα λάθη, αλλά θα παρουσιάσω ένα θέμα που ήδη έχει μελετηθεί πάρα πολύ από τους Έλληνες. Οπότε μήπως έχουμε ακόμα κενά. Today's presentation is the kathisma-prosomion των τάφων Σωτήρ by Mihalache Bucureșteanul. The contents would be, first of all, the problematic of the modal signature, the martyria, shown in Greek and Romanian manuscripts and musical books. Then the second point is the modal signature in hieroglyph manuscript Lavra Zeta 26. The third point, collation of sources, and then the conclusions. For the bibliography, I used 25 manuscripts, Greek and Romanian manuscripts from the National Library of Romania, the Library of Romanian Academy, some Athenite manuscripts from Mount Athos, as well as some Romanian manuscripts from Romanian monasteries. Let's take a look of some main sources, Greek sources from the manuscripts. Here you have from the National Library of Romania a manuscript where we see the martyria of Protos Ichos, first mode, and without any phthora, without any thematismos eso, there was nothing. We are in the 1740 approximately. Then we have this Irmologion, which is Αυτόγραφος above Apostolos Konstas Chios. We have τον τάφον Σωτήρ, again with martyria of first mode, but without any other phthora. Then you could see it, the Irmologion Αυτόγραφ of Petros Byzantios, again the martyria of first mode without any thematismos eso, and again this martyria of Protos Ichos for the Argos Syndomon version, the large version. Then you have the Benaki manuscript 13 of Apostolos Konstas Chiou. When you can see the thematismos eso, the phthora that is included above the signature of the first mode, Protos Ichos. And then you can see something very interesting at the prosomion Marias to Septon. You can see already like a small signature of Defteros Ichos, second mode, in the manuscript 1869 from the National Library. Now we would kindly ask our colleague Simeon maybe to sing a little bit maybe the most known αυτόμελον το τάφος Σωτήρ in Greek, from the Greek ecclesiastical music of Ευθυμιάδης. This time we have in Neo-Byzantine notation first mode, but you can see this thematismos eso. This time is interpreted like the phthora as second mode, and we will present into the conclusions. Maybe this was the point which even Yorgos Konstantinou tried to explain, that this phthora thematismos eso was really interpreted like phthora of second mode, and not with the role that had in the Middle Byzantine exegetic notation. Simeon, θα θέλεις να ψάλεις?
κρύπτομεν το αναστάντι εκ τάφου και μόνο Θεό ημών.
Thank you so much. This is the version that I think in every church in Greece and even in Romania we can hear it as a clear soft chromatic second mode is the version that we have nowadays. I would like also our colleague Athanasios to sing the large version of the τάφος of Σωτήρ, maybe the first phrase, which one is presented here. Thank you so much. This is the large version of τον τάφος of Σωτήρ. Now, the point is that theoreticians like Philantidis and Simon Karas try to explain that this αυτόμελον is constructed within a mode which is called exo-protos diphonos, and this is shown sometimes with this chroa. You can see it here. Or at Simon Karas, it's presented like the φθορά called θέμα απλούν. This construction is called, we will see later by Gabriel Hieromόναχος, ήχος νάος. So I would kindly ask again our colleague Athanasios to sing once this very different sonority of the other version of τον τάφος of Σωτήρ. I remember I tell once again it's about exo-protos diphonos. Thank you so much, Athanasia. This is another version of τον τάφος of Σωτήρ in mode exo-protos diphonos, a sonority which, for us, the Romanian at least, but I think for the Greece also, is rather difficult and rare. The idea is that, as far as I know, Simon Karas didn't brought any argument on this thesis about this ichos, this mode, exo-protos diphonos. And as far as I know, again, all the discussions and all the polemics in Greece are around this issue. Is there any φθορά for this exo-protos diphonos? Because as far as I know, there is no manuscript or musical book to show this martyria, this signature. So for the version that was sang by Athanasios, you can see here a very clear description of the scale made by Mavroidis in his book, his Μουσική τρόποι στην Ανατολική Μεσογείο, and you can see this διφωνία, which will present afterwards, because I really think that this διφωνία και γα δίεση or could easily become a divu in a dephthros in the second mode. And you can see here in the Guidonic notation in pentagrammo the scale, which is comparative makam sabach. The idea of the naos is older and is presented in the treatise of Gabriel Hieromόναχος, which was studied especially by Christian Hanik and Gerda Wolfram, when you have this very clear and wonderful text, έκαστος δε τούτον ουκ εστί μονοειδής, τι άλλα ποικίλος, και εν εκάστο διαφορά ιδιώματα θεωρείται. Ευθύς γαρ ο πρώτος και τετράφωνος λέγεται και νάος και μέσος, και ποιεί έκαστον τούτον και ίδιον προσκύνων και ονόματι μέλος. Γίνεται δε αλία ή του πρώτου ιδέα, άλλη του δευτέρου, άλλη του τρίτου και άλλη του τετάρτου. I will kindly ask Father Nectarios Paris to sing us this strange sonority of Exoprotodiphonos, but this time the large version.
Τον τάφον σου Σωτήρ στρατιώτε τηρούντες εκρίτια στραπήτου ο Θεός αγγέλου εγένον τόκι ήτοντος γιν ξητήνα νάσταση σε δο ξάζομαι τον της θώρας καθαιρέτην προσπίπτομαι εν το Αναστάμ αντιεκτάφου και μόνο Θεό ημών.
Είναι λάθος η ψαλμόδηση αυτή και τα ίσα που άρχισαν είναι λάθος, δεν είναι αυτά, είναι στο και. Τον τάφον σου Σωτήρ στρατιώτριαραμ τιαραραραραμ τιραραμ. Αυτός είναι ο ναός. Αυτά είναι στο κρατήριο.
Νομίζω ότι το ίδιο έψαλε και ο πατήρας.
Το δεύτερο ήχο είναι.
Όχι.
Κάτι άλλο. Δέσπος γιογά. Το γά έκανα. Το δεσπόζα.
Προτείνω να τα συζητήσουμε μετά την παρουσίαση, άμα συμφωνεί και η κυρία μου.
Ναι. Αν θέλεις, Αντριάν, να μας δείξεις και τα χειρόγραφα, και μετά πράγματι είναι ένα κάθισμα που έχει δημιουργήσει πάρα πολύ συζήτηση. Οπότε, άμα θέλεις, συνέχισε εσύ. Και...
Ωραία. Maybe until now all the information I presented was very known by the Greek Byzantinologists, but maybe it would be interesting to see what are the Romanian sources. First of all, I would begin with the musical books and then the manuscripts, because in the manuscripts we will have some very interesting clues. You can see here the Anastasimatarion of Makarios Hieromonachos, which was printed in Vienna in 23. And it's an adaptation into Romanian language by Anastasimatarion of Petros Ephesios, which was printed in Bucharest in 1820. And you can see here third mode, but also this thematismos eso, which is of course interpreted like second mode. You can see here the Anton Pan Irmologion from 36 and 46 and 55, both the same. And then Dimitrios Suceveanu, which was Lampadarius in Iași, by the time was Georgios Paraskiadis Protopsaltis, and you can see the same Protos Ichos with Thematismos Eso. Victor Ojog, who printed his Anastasimatarion at the very known monastery at Nantes, the same. And you can see already that Theodoros Topkanu, which was Protopsaltis in Yash, printed his Anastasimatarion with this new mentality of the second mode already. Now let's see some Romanian manuscripts, which I think they're pretty interesting. This one is Anastasimatarion, which is supposed to be written by Makarios Hieromonachos, is in Romanian Academy, and you can see already something that you've seen in the Romanian musical books. Also a Voskresnik in Slavonic language, which has pretty much the same signature. But already from this point forward, the interesting clues starting to appear. You can see that in the manuscript from the Romanian Academy, in Middle Byzantine exegetic notation, there is no thematismos eso. You can see it also here. You can see another manuscript, which is at Cernica monastery, which is near Bucharest, where this monastery was this manuscript was written by Januarios Monachos, which was from the manuscripts of Agios Paisios Velichkovsky. And you can see here that there is no thematismos eso, but the signature of the first mode. This is very interesting because in this manuscript there are two versions of ton tafon su Sotîr. One has only the signature of the first mode, and the second one has also the thematismos eso, both in the same manuscript. Υπάρχουν δύο εκδοχές του αυτομέλου των τάφων σου Σωτήρ. Μία έχει μόνο την μαρτυρία του πρώτου ήχου, η δεύτερη το ίδιο χέρι, ο ίδιος γράπτης, έχει και μαρτυρία θεματισμός έσω, φθορά θεματισμός έσω. You can see exegesis on the margins, which are really interesting, are in the same exegetic Middle Byzantine notation. And the interesting point which I wanted to show you is that at the end of this avtomelon there is a melody which I consider maybe professors like Yorgos Konstantinou, Grigorios Stathis and others would have different opinions, but I really think this melody is supposed to be plagios to protu, plagal of the first, and I would sing it like this. Latine caden cela ce ai înviat din groapă la unul Dumnezeul nostru. It appears for me that would sample so much with plagios to proto, plagal of the first. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm very interesting to find out different. So, would be interesting to find out, is there any version in Neo-Byzantine notation that would give us a clue if this melody would be indeed diatonic plagios to proto, or is it chromatic and we are wrong? And I found this manuscript, which is from the Romanian Academy, a Romanian manuscript 3501, and this ton Sotîr, this avtomelon, which is you have this martyria of protos and then thematismos eso. You can see this interesting melody. Latine cădem, cela ce ai înviat din mormânt, la unul Dumnezeul nostru. So it's pretty much the same. I think this would be a newest version, a new Byzantine notation version that would give us a clue for the exegesis of the previous one. And now the main interesting, the most interesting point of this presentation is manuscript Lavra Zita 26. Is a manuscript a little bit destroyed. We'd like to thank the fathers from the Megisti Lavra monastery to give us permission to make photographies from this manuscript. I was with Father Philotheos from the manuscript of Petru Voda. You can see here the first page, and you can see here Mihail Vita Ro Kappa Taf, BRKT, which I suppose that means Bucureșteanul, Bucureșteanul. Sebastian Barbabucu suppose that is the same with Mihail Moldovlachos. I think he's not the same, but this is another topic. You can see here the year 1805, and you can see here a very clear Torah martyria of Diphonos exo protos. And I think this is the main issue for my presentation today. And I will try to perform it, to sing it, but maybe I'm wrong. I will try it. Ananes, mormântul tău, Mântuitorule, ostașii străjuindu-l, mulți au făcut de strălucirea îngerului cei s-au arătat, care le-au vestit muierilor învierea. Pe tine te mărim, Pierzătorul stricăciunii, la tine cântăm, cela ce ai înviat din morți, la unul Dumnezeul nostru. Perhaps it's like this. We have no exegesis for this melody. So the conclusion is that comparing all the sources, the only one that show us the Diphonos exoprotos is the Lavra Zita 26. Thank you so much for your attention.